So, well, it's just like sort of like a twist on agric and then culture, because we're very big on culture as an organization. We understand that culture really matters, and the culture should drive strategy and everything that you do. So we are also heavily focused on food. We like the food space. So I would say the focus on food coupled with the focus on culture as an organization. So we decided let's do agri and culture.
Culture. Emmanuel, my brother is Emmanuel and we call him Ima. Do you mind if I call
Yeah,
him
yeah,
Ima?
it's fine. Mine is fine. Yeah.
Tell us about culture. Modi has said culture is important to you all. So weave it into how your business, your product. So tell us maybe about the products, what
Okay.
you do manufacture, what you do produce, and how is culture woven in there? This is the first time I'm really hearing somebody say culture should drive strategy. Many times we say, culture, we eat strategy for breakfast, but we don't say culture should drive strategy. So build on that, please.
Okay, so like we all know, I'll just use a simple definition of what culture is, which is culture is the way of life of people, So mixing our food, our business, which is agric and culture, meaning we are tracing the food from the farm to the table.
Okay.
We are ensuring of everything that is coming into it. Then the culture part is how we engage with food as a people.
Okay.
You understand? So we I'll say we are customer centric. How do people engage food? And we try to drive our products through that avenue.
Okay.
For instance, now one of our products is mayonnaise. Africans are not used to mayonnaise, but the thing is, ask an average Nigerian or African, they eat a lot of shawarma.
Yes.
So we started from that angle, despite the fact that we were once makers of shawarma, but now we make one of the key ingredients in shawarma, and we are driving it based on our taste buds or palate, which we believe is global too, but from an African perspective, being that that's where we are from.
You've just answered the question because when I came to your stand and I tasted your mayo, I was walking away. I was saying, "Hey, mayo no be Oyibo people food. Like, do Africans really make mayo?" But now you've answered it. We eat the things that have mayo.
Mayonnaise.
So you're not. Oh, so the culture of our shawarma lifestyle. I eat shawarma almost every week, like steady. I take it as a meal on Sundays. On Sundays, that's my one meal for the day. Nice shawarma that must have mayo inside.
Yes, sir.
But you see, I would never have thought of just going to buy mayo, but I would buy my shawarma. That makes sense. Okay. So Mordi, tell us about some of the other products that you manufacture and why you thought as a company was important to come to African marketplace.
Okay, so for us, we will say currently our company is structured into two major divisions. So we have our sauces and spreads division. That's where we have our mayonnaise, ketchup, and then we have our seasoning and spices division. And that's where we have seasoning, like chicken seasoning. So pretty much these are the two basic divisions for our organization. So our notable brands are our Uto brand and our Dalu brand.
I know Dalu is thank you.
Yes,
Yeah.
Dalu is
Okay,
thank
so
you.
which one is Dalu?
Dalu is for the mayonnaise.
Okay.
Yes. So our major focus right now is pretty much on our sauces and spreads division. And for us, we know. First of all, we used to believe, but now we think we have it for very good knowledge and strong belief, I will say. And I like to say for a fact
Okay.
that we have the best mayonnaise in the world. We say this because
Such
tried,
guts.
yes, we say it because we've tried mayonnaise from so many other countries, and no
Continents.
one, yes, on different continents. So we have people travel different places. We have friends and families in different continents, and every time we learn that they're coming to Nigeria, one of the major requests we make is that please try as much as possible to get us the top mayonnaise brands that you are aware of, or that the people in that country know about. And no one compares close to the taste of our marinade.
So that's why you thought it's good for the world to experience you.
Yes. Yes. And so we have this long-term plan, or I'll say it's a long-term vision. So we call it SFS. SFS for short. SFS means so foreign seed. And so we've shortlisted a couple of countries. Part of them is the UAE, we have Brazil, we have South Africa, we have the US, we have Canada, we have a couple of other countries. So we believe that the food businesses in these countries will greatly appreciate the product that we have created. We see our mayonnaise not just based on what other people have had in the past. We see it as a pure creation, as an innovative product, because we know that mayonnaise, the regular type or the ones that people have been used to, has disappointed a lot of people. And so we have taken our time over the years to create something that we know will delight a lot of food business customers. And that's why our mission is to become the mother of food service businesses.
Fantastic. In Mother Africa. So Emmanuel, my final question will be, you've been here, what, 3 days? This is day 3.
Yeah.
Was this a good outing for you? Has it been a good outing for you?
Yeah, very, very well, because what we wanted to do was, we wanted to validate, because we've had Nigerians, or would I say West Africans, taste our product. We wanted to have other nationalities and people taste our product so that we know we are not maybe
in an echo chamber,
yes,
fooling yourselves.
Fooling ourselves. So we've had various nationalities to taste it, and Dubai, UAE, for like what you said, sowing foreign seeds in our strategy, is one of the first countries to come into, because you have a lot of nationalities in one place, sort of a melting point, for different nationalities and various businesses. So for us, it's been fantastic, and we will further it from here, and we saw African marketplace as an entry point, and we had to take advantage of that. Yeah.
I'm personally so proud of you. I'm so proud to know you. I can only imagine 10 years down the line what the conversations will be about. African Marketplace wishes you the very best. Thank you for coming, and thank you for sitting right here with me today.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Our pleasure.
Oh, I can cry for nothing. As in, any small thing, tears are already coming out. I have a very interesting conversation about to start. When I met this wonderful woman outside the booth, I said, "What products do you sell?" And you said, "Ma'am,
I have no product.
you have no product." And I was
No,
like,
I am the product.
"You are the product." This is the first time anybody has sat on this chair and said they are the product.
Yes.
So welcome to African Marketplace. So why did you come?
I came to network.
Okay.
I came to see how fairs are done, how exhibitions are done. I have attended other exhibitions, but I've never been on the side
As a guest.
as an exhibitor. I go
Okay.
as guest.
Oh.
I buy, but I've never been the one exhibiting. So because I have no product, I said, okay, I'm going to be the product. I'm going to come, see how it's done. How am I going to network, meet other people, and socialize?
So how has it been? This is day 3. Are you happy you made this choice?
Yes.
Yes.
I have actually achieved my goal. I've met some wonderful people. I've seen some wonderful products. I feel like I'm good.
Great. So my question now is about marketplace. The African marketplace is about translating to business. Has any of your interactions shown some similitude or shown some direction that business will come out of this?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I've met, like I said, I've met some wonderful people that I can piggyback on to do what I want to do.
So your t-shirt says Asiabu Foods.
Asiabu Foods.
Tell
yes.
us about Asiabu Foods.
So Asiabu Foods was, our mission is to take regular Nigerian foods that we already produce, nothing new, nothing, but we are going to elevate them to global standard. See, when I think about Nigerian food is wonderful.
Yes.
The thing I'm adding, that the Asiabu food will be adding, is the process. I want people to trust the process of the food. You know, sometimes you see a good package, but do you really trust the process of how the food got from the farm or from the wherever it came from into the pot? Is it hygienic? Was the process hygienic? I want Nigerians, when they eat any product from Asiabu Foods, to feel confident that they are eating quality products that can stand the test of any global standard. And that's what we are doing. We are elevating that. And then another thing we are focusing on is, for lack of a better word, milking the value chain.
Okay. How do you mean?
That means I'll take cassava, for instance. When I take cassava, I'm going to use the back of the cassava, the peel. I'm going to use the liquid that comes from it. I'm going to use the cassava itself. You know, so nothing is really wasted. No waste.
Yes.
No waste.
Okay.
We are actually also doing our own groundnut oil because we don't trust some of the oils. And most people don't know that when you reuse oil, you release some free radicals that are not really good for the body. So we are not going to be afraid of changing our oil every second time or third time that we use it, because we are going to turn the dirty oil into something else that we can use.
Okay.
So it's not going to waste.
Okay.
So
I'm tempted to ask what else that could be.
I mean, we can use the oil to make a diesel. I'm using the generator, the dirty oil.
Wow.
Yes. So
no waste.
No, that's the goal.
It's called upcycling, right?
Yes. We are trying not to get any waste from all our products.
Yes.
And the goal is, again, trust the process and eat with confidence.
Trust the process, eat with confidence.
Yes.
Before I let you go, let's talk about African Marketplace 2026. Do you think you'll be here again? this camera before we start. Maybe just wave. Immediately after this. Immediately. Yes, thumbs up.
Ready?
Yes.
Ready?
Yay! I have these beautiful sisters of mine seated right in these chairs at the African Marketplace podcast. Thank you so much for joining us today. I have been loving on you from day one at the fashion show. When your outfits were on display, I was like, oh my beauty. So tell us your name, your business names, and why you decided to be here. What inspired you to be at African Marketplace 2025 in Dubai?
My name is Ruth Lurie, and my brand is Amateur.
Amateur.
So Amateur is a Ghanaian fashion brand. We're all about redefining modern excellence through what do you call it, manipulation of fabrics. So
I saw you do that.
yes, yeah. Most of our designs are based on contemporary sophistication and rich cultural excellence. So it's all about making something different and extraordinary out of the ordinary. That's what it's all about.
Extraordinary out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
And you are
My name is Baba Nkra, founder and CEO of Goba Kente Limited.
Goba Kente.
Yes, why did I join African Marketplace? Why shouldn't I join?
You're doing what they say Nigerians do. We answer questions by asking questions.
I mean, I came for a conference in March.
Oh.
And at the end of the conference, Mr. Oshika mentioned that there's going to be this big thing where she wants to bring all African businesses under one umbrella. I thought it's a better way to tell the Ghanaian heritage story. And it's a better way to do it with my other African countries here. So I saw it, and I've always had a dream that we have to take our hand-woven kente, though indigenous, we have to work towards it and make it global. And if you're coming to Dubai, then that's one step towards the global dream, the global ambition, getting other countries aside Ghana appreciate what we have to. And right now, kente is GI when it comes to Ghana. GI means it's a geographical indicator. You know, when you go to France, there's a place called Champagne, and no place can be called Champagne because it's for them. Now, when you talk about kente, it means we have kente too. That happened, and I think it's about time the world celebrates kente. The world gets to see kente, experience it, and love on it. So we are here at the African Marketplace.
Fantastic. So I ask one, you want to say something?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm also here because I think that Africans have so much talent, and the world ought to see what we are made of. I mean, people think only good things are from the West, but I don't believe so.
We know so.
Yes. So I came to African Marketplace because I want the world to see what we are capable of.
I was really blown away by your designs, and I kid you not, I was screaming at the top of my lungs because I saw beauty. I saw this could be anywhere in the world. This is our place. So is there any story behind any of your brands that maybe got you here? Is there, I might call it an impact story. Some people have sat here and said, oh, in the south of my country, these poor women are the ones who create the raw materials that we use. So we're doing this and it's empowering them. Do you have any such impact stories to tell?
For mine, it will be giving back dignity to our artisans. You know, when you go to where they weave, all of them want to migrate and go to the other side of the world because they believe that is where prosperity can come from. But I always encourage them to understand that our heritage has purpose and that there's dignity in work. The work that you're doing should be able to feed you, feed your children, and even give you a decent livelihood. And that is something I have been championing a lot. It's dear to me to make artisans feel valued, to make sure that their craft earns the money in their pockets. Because, hey, we spend so much money. I don't want to talk about Dubai here, but there are other things that is not as intricate as a hand-woven kente, you know, when the weaver is sitting in the loom, I tell you what, they are brilliant. You have to connect with your eye, your mind, your hand, your feet, all
at the
at
same
once.
time.
And that's a gift, creativity. How we even sit to put the colors together, to design the pattern and all of those things. And it's dear to me that they would know that their work is valued, and Ghana Kente has premium that can take care of its people. It's sustainable business. The whole country benefits from it. I love that. And we can create good tourism out of that.
Thank you. I agree. One of the first things we knew about Ghana was the kente, Ghana kente. You were going to say about your impact story.
So mine is just helping the youth, because I mean, as a means of providing employment for the youth. I always say that.
No, it's fine. Keep going. You always say that.
I always say that no business or no work is too small. I have an insurance background, but then I found myself in fashion. And gone are the days when fashion was, I mean, if you don't do well in school, your grandma will tell you, hey, go and learn how to sew. But now it's not like
it's
that.
a prestigious
It's
thing.
It is.
Exactly.
It is.
Exactly. And my story is everything doing is worth doing it well. So wherever you find yourself, I mean, be it making of clothes or jewelry or whatever, you give it all your best and take it international.
Fantastic. I thank you so much for coming to sit. So, question before I let you go. Would you be here again at African Marketplace 2026? What reason would you have to come back?
Definitely, I'm gonna come back.
Why?
Again and again and again and again.
That answers the question already.
Yes, I'm going to come back to the African Marketplace because I believe in what Mr. Awishka stands for. That one. Two, let me tell you something. The clothes that you're seeing me wear, the runway show that we had, was birthed at the African Marketplace.
Yes.
We've always just had raw kente, just the material. People should just buy it.
Wow.
And when we started to sign up for the African Marketplace, I'm like, we can't just bring raw material. I mean, it's good enough, but let me show people add value to it, what can be done from it. And this has birthed a new side to my business. Do I know what African Marketplace will bring next year? Hey, so we are here again next year.
I love it. You are an embodiment. Yes,
And it's also an opportunity to learn from other
lot of
cultures,
people.
other people. Trust me, I've learned so much from other experts, and I think it's just an amazing platform
Yeah.
for all African businesses. So why not? I'm definitely going to be here every year.
Thank you.
And we are proud of the team for putting this together. We know it's not easy.
Thank you.
We feel the silence and all of that, but we know they didn't bring us here to make sure that we follow anything. So we are proud of the team for all the work and the effort that they put in, and we are here with support. Next year will be bigger and better. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I love
Thank
it.
you so much.
Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you.
Best wishes. So I'm going to place an order for March next year.
Sure.
I want a Kamachiwa.
Amachiwa.
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 Amachichi. Amachiwa. Amachichi. I want an Amachiwa outfit next year
Okay, definitely.
with
Go back
Kente
into. That's a good
shoulders.
collaboration.
Yes,
Let's do it.
Yes, I want the whole jacket to be kente.
Okay.
Real structured, nice, long to here.
Love
jacket,
that.
because it gets cold in here.
It does.
And then the nice skirt, not pants. I want to skirt your Kamachichi way. Amachichi way. Why do I keep putting the K in there?
Amachichi way.
The Amachichi
Yes.
skirt going
We've
on.
got you covered.
I would love to see that in green and white.
I look forward to seeing you repping Go Back into to the
That's
world.
it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All the best. Bye.
Even out. camera. When we start, we'll keep talking to each other. So just look and smile. Yeah. I have this lovely, soft-spoken Ghanaian woman with me this evening. Welcome to African Marketplace. Glad to have you. So tell us your name and a little bit about what you do.
My name is Julie Beidwansa, and
Julie
Beidwansa, and I'm the creative director of Efata by Juba, your luxury clothing brand. So Julie Beidwansa, that's the Juba.
Oh, that's Juba.
Yeah,
okay.
and Efata is a Twi word for looks good, fits you, suits you. So that's the vision.
We enjoyed seeing you on stage the other night. Your production were on stage. Thank you. Well done. So why did you think it was important to be at African Marketplace Dubai?
So African Marketplace Dubai is showcasing African excellence on a global stage. And that's what Efata by Juba is about. It's showcasing my African culture, my cultural pride on the global stage. So it was just something that just aligned with the vision of the brand, you know, to be able to show the world that in Africa we express ourselves and then confident. You know, the modern African woman is resilient, she's confident, she has a cultural pride, she knows her sense of identity, and she's authentic. And that is what the stories that we are weaving in every outfit that we make. So it just aligned with the vision.
So you told me something when I was at your stand, if I remember correctly. You've not had two pieces of the same outfit made ever.
Yes, we don't know. We don't knowingly repeat any fabric and style combination.
Why?
Well, I mean, that was the reason why I started this brand, because I realized that a lot of women were unsure of expressing themselves. I'm an image consultant, so most of my clients would say that. And I took it for granted growing up, where your mama chooses a fabric for you, takes you to the tailor, and you make something that you want. So from an early age, I was used to expressing myself by choosing the things that I liked and wearing them. Yeah, so fast forward, you grow up and then, you know, you realize that that doesn't exist so much. You know, in the UK, you go to the shop and they have the same thing for so many people. So yes.
So I see.
Yeah.
So you went, no,
this is not how I grew up. I grew up choosing the things that I liked. And even growing up with 4 sisters, my father would go to a shop and buy for 5 girls. And then when he brings them, every time we were going somewhere, my mom will ask me, where did you get this outfit from?
Why? Because you'd have changed
I
yours.
would have altered it.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So that was how I was so, you know, passionate about expressing myself from a very early age. And so I want to empower other women to do that. So I lovingly, you know, with a lot of thought, put these things together, the fabric and style combination, so that every woman will feel unique wearing Efata by Juba.
Speak to an investor who is watching this video or listening to this podcast anywhere in the world, and they're wondering why they should invest in your business or partner with you to stock your products in their stores. Say something to them, please.
Well, Efata by Juba is a brand that empowers women to express their personal style. And then personal style is a sustainable tool. If you are actually buying things that suit you, made for your body shape, the colors that complement your skin tone, it makes you wear them over and over again. So it's not like you wear something and you're not happy with it and then you discard it. So Efata by Juba, by encouraging people to express themselves, you know, in a unique manner, it's actually a sustainable tool, because you be intentional about the decisions that you make, the choices you make for your clothes, and that I think there will be less waste. So I feel that it's a sustainable tool.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's less waste.
And that's why we also do not repeat fabric and style combinations to reduce waste. If I have a waste from another outfit I've made, it informs the next one I'm making because I would use that to combine something else. So it just keeps on going that way. So it's a sustainable too.
I'm glad you came this year. Are you glad you came?
Yes, I'm glad. Yeah.
By the grace of God, we'll see you again
Yes.
at the African Marketplace Dubai.
Yes,
All
inshallah.
right. Thank you so much.
Okay,
for
thank you too. Thanks for having me.
Okay,
start.
man.
Then this gentleman had his outfits on stage on the runway at the opening, the creative evening, African
yes.
creative evening,
Yeah.
and you were the first on the runway, and
fact.
I was shouting like outspoken. I loved it so much.
Thank you,
So
thank you.
first of all, before I ask you your name,
Yeah.
it will be why the name Outspoken.
So outspoken, because you really want your outfits to speak. You want the outfits to speak before you
Before you speak.
before you speak. Yes, but there's an underground that led to the name, but I'll
But you don't
keep
want to
that.
say that one, eh?
So this is
Would you
the
tell me that one
official.
off
No,
camera?
I'll tell you what's off camera. This is the official story as to why Outspoken came about.
Fantastic. So what's your name?
Because even the way we spell Outspoken
Yeah.
is different. We took out the
E.
put an apostrophe at the end, put an exclamation. So the name itself
Oh,
is
there's an
shouting.
exclamation. Outspoken.
You got it.
Oh,
you got
I
it.
get it.
You got it.
So the
yes.
enter my studio now. Outspoken.
No. My name is Adeshola Balogun.
Adeshola Balogun.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for joining us here.
Thank you.
So,
Pleasure.
tell us about what inspired you to be at African Marketplace Dubai.
Okay, so it was twofold. The fact that I hadn't been to Dubai before was a good experience. This year, I found out that we've been showcasing in different countries. I've been to, let's say we or I. We've been to Accra this year. We're showcasing in the United Kingdom, and it was nice to find out that yes, we were going to do Asia. And then the fact that when I heard about the African Marketplace, about the fact that it was going to be an aggregation of different countries, different entrepreneurs, I was excited because Africa is not just Nigeria. Africa is a collection of so many countries, so many entrepreneurs,
54
exactly with different experiences. And I really wanted a situation where I could get to talk to different entrepreneurs, and I've been able to do that. I'm so excited. Spoken to entrepreneurs from Ghana, Togo, met with people from Sudan, met with somebody from Cameroon. So I'm at Senegal. Senegal. Shout out to Kumba.
Hi,
and
Kumba.
shout out to Kumba. Shout out to Elijah from Ghana. So these are people that we are sharing notes. And that's the whole essence of my being here. So I'm so happy that. I'm part of the maiden edition of that, so excited.
I feel like you've answered the questions I was going to ask you, but I would ask you just one more before I let you go. And that would be, how do you think you can build on, or how will you build on this experience for your export to the world?
So, I always say that experience is something that is dynamic. When you take all the information you've gotten from here, of course we will apply it to the brand and then see where we can tweak, because the thing about showcases outside your home base is you get to hear feedback from people that are not in it. So there was a guy who wanted to buy my stuff. He was from Togo, and we had to explain what our showcase was, and I found out that you know what, for this particular shirt he liked it, but I needed to tweak this and add this. So that kind of thing.
Yourself for the global market.
Exactly. So I always give this example. The Chinese food we like. A lot of people like Chinese. They've never been to China, but they've sort of tweaked in such a way that they've acclimatized it to your taste buds. So you say, "Oh, I like Chinese," but have you been to China before? No. I hear that even the Chinese we enjoy here is different from
it's
different from the one they eat in the China itself. So how were they able to do it? They were able to acclimatize, and that is what I would try to do. It's not just saying, "Oh, people like it in my home country, take it like that." How can we tweak it to fit the demographic to which we want to sell to? And that's one of the reasons. That's one of the major lessons I've learned from the African Marketplace.
I love it for you, and I'm so happy to hear it, because I imagine that people in Belgium will want to carry your materials, your wares, and so I like that you're already saying, how am I going to adjust it?
Yes.
Localize it for them, that whether they're Africans in diaspora or Europeans themselves, or people from any other part of the world, wherever they are, they would want to wear Outspoken,
of course,
in their own way.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right,
fun.
bro.
All right. Cheers. Bye.
of the things that I didn't quite expect to see at the African marketplace are books. And I'm not sure I'm the only one who was surprised. But then I was like, duh, we have intellectual property. We have stories to tell. So Joyce, why weren't you expecting to see books and stories that carry Africa from the motherland to the rest of the world? So I want to say thank you for being here on my chair and being here at the African Marketplace Dubai 2025 with your books.
It's a pleasure.
Yes, so please introduce yourselves and then tell us about how you got into all of this.
Okay, so I'm Folike Eleye. I'm the founder, and I'll call myself the chief dreamer of Tani Series Limited.
Fantastic.
And I'm Adebola Rayo. I'm the chief storyteller and the CEO of Tani Series Limited.
I love it. When I saw your business cards yesterday, I was like, chief daydreamer, chief storyteller. And I like the daydream angle. Is daydreamer or dreamer? Which one did I say?
Daydreamer.
Daydreamer.
Yes.
I like the daydreamer angle because I am a daydreamer, literally. And I believe that it almost always starts with some sort of dream.
Yes.
And the more delulu the dream seems,
Yeah.
when we make it happen, the bigger the impact. So tell us about that daydream and how it transformed to this.
Okay, I'll tell you about the daydream of how we got here.
Yes, please.
So the dream has always been, over the past few years, there've been a lot of selling of Africa abroad. And when you go to all the summer exhibitions, all the summer conferences, you see African fashion, you see African lifestyle products being sold, culture, furniture, so many things being sold. But every time I've always been wanting to say, let us sell books. But people are like, oh no, what category does books fit in? Like, it doesn't fit in anywhere. And I just, as you said, like, our books are the ones that tell the story. So you have the fashion, but who will tell the story of how the fashion got there? Who will tell the stories of how the woodwork was made? Who will tell the story of the furniture that was made? And so when I heard about this, I called Mrs. Aoshika and I told her, please, Auntie, let us come here because our stories need to be told. You need a storyteller here. Even from being here, we could also be a point that being in this first edition, we could tell the story. So,
Yes.
and she accepted and she bought the vision. So that was the first daydream I had, and we're here.
Thank you. I'm glad you made it.
I think the very original daydream for this book and Tani series was in 2006. I was in Harvard Business School. I was studying my MBA. In my final year, I did a course called Great Business Leaders, and in that course, the study was about leaders that are made as a result of their time. So would somebody have made it if they were born in another season or another time? So we studied people like Walt Disney that set up Disneyland during the Great Depression, so it became the happiest place on earth. Or you had someone like Mary Kay who was selling to housewives, and women were empowered economically to sell and had jobs right from their homes. Would she have made it if she didn't set up in that era? So I just, at the end of the course, I said, let's do an exam or, okay, maybe a paper. So I went to my professor and I said, I want to write about Nigerians and Nigerian because the only African we studied there was a great lady, but
it was just one.
Just one. MTN chairwoman at that time. And I said, there have been so many great people that have come out of Africa.
With great industrial stories.
Yes. So I wrote a paper on Chief Timothy Adeola Odutola and the Nigerian manufacturing sector. And they turned it into a case. So it's a Harvard case study now. And from there, I started saying, since these people got so interested, our stories are interesting. Our stories need to be told. And this is why the series I'm a Nigerian came to play during the pandemic.
Thank you so much. So Rayo, tell me why I want you to talk to us about the value that can come to your company and your books if and when off-takers put your books on shelves around the world. What would it do for the readers? What would it do for the writers?
Yeah.
What would it do for the people who are in the stories?
So for the readers, one thing she didn't mention is that she wrote that case study and it's been used in business schools across the world.
Not just at Harvard.
Not just at
Peace
Harvard.
to you.
But when it came to time to write a book, right? You can write a book for adults, or you can write a book that it's not for people who are already, you're correcting things with adulthood. But with children, that's the best
They're
place to inspire people.
impressionable.
And so those readers, children, there's a reason we're a children's book company. We want to inspire African kids, black kids in Africa or the diaspora from when they're young. And what it will do for us, being in marketplaces across the world, is that it helps billions of kids see themselves in these stories. When you ask a lot of kids, oh, who are your role models? Who do you want to be like? You're hearing foreign names. But the thing is, there's always a distance, right? If you see, there's a difference between seeing people do awesome things and seeing people who look like you do awesome things. There's a reason why parents are sort of the starting line for their kids. So if your dad has done this, you can do this, and then if you do this, your own kids can do that. So when kids see people like them do awesome things, they're inspired to do more.
Yeah.
And so for the readers, that's our everything. We want African kids to be inspired, to aspire to do great things in the world. I'm a Nigerian in STEM talks about Nigerians who have done amazing things in science, right? When we were researching that book, she was like, there's so many people that I didn't even know this person was this, I didn't even know that person was that, And not just in Nigeria, but Nigerians who have done great things across the world. And we want a Nigerian kid, whether they're in Kano or they're living anywhere in the Caribbean,
in Finland.
to see that and to aspire to greatness. So having our books across the world will do that for us. We'll do that for kids everywhere in the world. For the writers, not just beyond I'm a Nigerian in, right? We're working on a series. I'm an African in, and also working on series for other African countries, right? And that means working with other writers who are well versed in those markets, right? And it's lifting stories from those places. And so even for the writers, right, the more stories we're able to tell, the more impact it makes in the lives of the writers too, the more impact it makes in the life of the readers. We've had our adults read these books to their kids and say, oh, I didn't even know that.
I bought them for myself, not for my kids. Hello.
I love to hear that.
Hello. Yeah. I might find some kids to give, but I'm the primary reader.
Yeah, and that's why she likes to say that our books are for people up until age 99.
That's what we say.
I hope someone who is 101 is not hearing this, but...
And they will now say, hey, people are excluding us.
Okay, we're not excluded till the grave.
Yeah.
And beyond the I'm a Nigerian in series, we're also telling other stories, but we're first and foremost a black company. So black creatives, authors, illustrators. This one, I wrote this one. It's a bedtime story. It's just full of fun and adventure, inspired by my daughter. We're working on other books across different kinds of storytelling. And so for us, being able to work with more writers, being able to reach more people is everything, because kids deserve to see that, yes, I'm not only learning from books by people like me, but also even the books that I just enjoy, that are just exciting. We've got a comic too. So fun. Yeah.
I was such a comic child.
Exactly.
I had comics for days.
Yes. All the Marvel series and everything. Yes.
But a lot of the books that we read,
and all
yes.
You mentioned Asterix and Obelix. You mentioned Tintin.
All of them.
Where are the African ones? I remember there was an African one when I was growing up, Super Strikers.
Super Strikers. Yes. And David had them. David is my son. He didn't miss anyone.
I was obsessed, and we want to do that. We want kids to see. We've had kids buy this and say, oh, a mom was saying to me a few weeks ago that, oh, my son he picks it up every morning and he rereads it.
Yeah,
that's what I want to hear. That's what we want to do for kids, because you're not just reading something you enjoy, you're also learning from it. The comic is fun, but it actually introduces them to legends in basketball, people like them who've done amazing things. You said,
I think for the other thing she said is also for the people that we're writing about.
Yes.
And that's quite interesting. For the people we're writing about is that we've written about people, we've chosen people that some of us didn't know about. And so we're writing about ordinary Nigerians doing extraordinary things. Yeah. But for music, you would know them. But from some of the things, we're currently researching, and we're writing I'm a Nigerian in sports. There's a gentleman that we're going to feature in that I'm a Nigerian in sports. This guy has been photographing grassroots football all over Nigeria
decades.
for 30 years. He's always used his own camera. It was last year, I think someone tweeted about
Yeah.
him, and Canon heard, and Canon gave him a camera. He does not speak perfect English, but he's been using his money to go around Nigeria, taking football, just recording and photographing.
Documenting history.
Documenting And those are the kind of people we want to discover and speak about. So we're not just doing this because we want someone famous to write about someone famous. We want to make everyone famous. I think that's
Yeah.
what
So as much as we're spotlighting JJ Okocha in
Because
sports,
we have to.
yes, because he's done awesome things,
Yes.
but we're also spotlighting Mr.
That
Ola, who has done
gentleman.
incredible things. And because I think that there's also an obsession we have with being the most popular, being the most famous, being the first to do this and all that, but the reality is that that will always be 0.001% of people. And kids need to know that if you're diligent in your everyday, if the goal is not to be famous but to do incredible work, that in itself deserves recognition and it deserves celebration.
I think we're selling posters, and one of the posters we have says, "I'm a dreamer and I'm a doer," and that's what we are all about.
it.
We want people to be able to dream big, but we also want them to do big.
Do the work.
Yes, take
Thank you.
action.
Thank you so much. I love the stories. I'm looking forward to when I see not only Africans in diaspora, but children across the world learn these things, because they need to know them whether they are from
Absolutely.
Africa or the Caribbeans or not.
Yes.
And so I'm really glad that you did. I would ask a favor of you before you leave, and I'm hoping you would oblige me, and that is to speak to someone who didn't make it here or didn't think it was worth coming, and maybe tell him or her why you believe, if you believe, that they should be at African Marketplace, because the dream is bigger than us. It's bigger than the first edition.
Yeah.
Yes.
Would you please do that?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
This year, one of the things we told ourselves was that we'll put ourselves out there more. And we've done quite a few events. We did the Black British Book Festival last month. And when we heard about this, we said to ourselves, you know what, this is, yes, it's an African marketplace, but it's also by a Nigerian, and it's by someone whose work we admire, you know. And so we wanted to be part of this. And it's been such a great experience being here. Earlier today, we were talking to a gentleman from Zambia, and the exciting potential of the collaboration we were discussing, it's so amazing to us. So, you know, it's not just about, oh, how many copies we're selling.
No,
Yes.
we came for more than
That's
selling.
the value for us, like those conversations we've had, that connection, that potential collaboration. That's the real value. That's the thing that will transcend the what do you call it? The bottom
sales
line,
books, the bottom line.
balance sheet.
Balance sheet, yes, balance sheet right now.
No, but the thing, also what we were saying as well is that we came here, we knew, okay, we were going to sell, but we also came here to also know what, you know, you can be like, I said, I'm a daydreamer. You're in your own world.
Dreaming.
I'm dreaming, but you need to also hear from what others are saying. So we had conversations with people. Oh, are you writing about this? We want to see this. It was quite interesting. Someone said something today, and I was like, I'd never noticed that. Why are all the protagonist girls in the children's book? So we're thinking, oh, okay, there are no boys.
This one is a boy.
I know this one is a boy, but you know, like there were a lot of all the picture
Yeah,
books.
a number of the picture books.
You know, you have
So
it's
somebody is
so-
saying, are we excluding our
boys?
boys?
You know, and so these kind of events help us to think and just
Yeah.
to see beyond our little cubicle writing or typewriter
Or daydreaming.
It's market research in a
Yes,
sense.
yeah, market research.
It is.
And it's also, as she said, it's always great being with Mrs. Awishika. Mrs. Awishika inspires us, and everything she does big. She takes the risk. She's just someone that every time she takes a step, you think, why is she doing this? Doesn't make sense. But then when you look back and you see it, like, it makes,
oh, okay.
yes. So yes, that's why we're here.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I wish you the very best.
Thank
you.
I'm a daydreamer of sorts, so I'm already dreaming about 20 years down the line where, by the grace of God, we'll be sitting somewhere and saying, look how far we've come.
Yes.
See this 25-year-old child who read one of your books 20 years ago, and what it shaped in his mind, in her mind, because they saw it in your production.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Amen.
Thank you so much, amen.
Thank you.
All right, let's go. We see you, and I'm here with my dear brother live at African Marketplace Dubai 2025. Good to see you, sir.
Thank you so much.
So please introduce yourself and tell us what you do and what brought you to African Marketplace 2025.
Okay, my name is Chidi Ede. I'm from GTEC Suite Dubai, one of the leading related companies live here in Dubai. And we are here to sell properties and also
Fantastic.
to network.
So why did you think it was important to come to the African Marketplace?
Of course, it's very, very important because here we talk about Africa, we experience Africa, we see Africa, and we also feel Africa. And for that reason, GTEC Suite Dubai deserves to be an African marketplace where we interact with Africans and also mingle with Africans and see the African products and feel the African dream, and also to touch African products live here in Asia, live here in the Middle East.
Fantastic. Has it been a good experience for you?
Of course, this is the top notch. This is the maiden edition of African Marketplace, and we are privileged to be here because Africans are the best. African products are number one in the world, and it's been a great one by the organizers. Kudos to them.
Fantastic. So please, I've asked a number of people who've sat in this chair to look at this camera and speak to someone who didn't make it this year or couldn't make it this year.
Okay.
Why should they come to 2026 edition of the African Marketplace? Or yeah, I'll leave it there.
Well, for those that couldn't make it this year, it's quite unfortunate. I sympathize with you. But for next year, please start now to prepare. Whatever it would cost you, whatever it would take you not to be here 2026, please try to avoid it. You need to be here come next year because your brand needs to move to the next level. Your own business needs to move to the next level, and you yourself needs to move to the next level because when you come here, you experience Africa, you feel Africa, and you breathe Africa, and you see Africa, and you touch Africa and you embrace Africa in the Asia, in the Middle East. It will be great for you to be here.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
You have a unique skill that you were displaying before we came on live. So I would
Yes.
like to ask you to do it on camera as well, if you don't mind. What do you call it before you do it?
Well, I'm a multi-mouth instrumentalist, which means
Multi-mouth instrumentalist.
yes.
Wow.
Which means that I use my mouth to blow trumpets. I use my mouth to make some funny sounds. I can play keyboard with my mouth. I can use my teeth.
Say no more. Let's do a few. Let's blow trumpet first.
Okay.
Do one African song.
Okay.
Any popular African song.
African song.
Any
Okay,
Davido,
let's-
Burna Boy.
Let's go there with Nigerian Igbo song.
Igbo song. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Here you go. Oh my god. Oh, it's okay. Now play keyboard with your mouth. I find it amazing. Thank you so much for being here with us at
You're most
Africa
welcome.
Marketplace. As you are an export, I would love the world to experience you and the talent that you have,
Yeah.
and experience you across the world.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I
Take
really
care.
appreciate it.
All right. Bye for now.
You're welcome.
I have with me an interesting woman that I already love so much. And she came in with bags that are almost as interesting as herself. Your bags, they learn work where you did.
Absolutely.
So please tell us your name and then talk to us about these wonderful creations we have in front of us.
Great. Thank you so much, Joy. My name is Aditoma JB, and I am the creative director of Dwellani. Dwellani is a leather accessory line from bags and different other leather accessories.
Okay.
Based in Lagos, Nigeria. We are for the bold, edgy, different, a woman who wants to be
Like
different.
you.
Woman. So
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it's not for everybody, but if you want dare to be different, then you've
So
got
it's
to
not
do
for
it
everybody, and it's fine not to be for everybody because
Absolutely.
if it's for everybody, then what makes it so unique? Yeah, so I like the fact that it's for the woman who wants to be edgy and for the men who have women that want to be edgy
Yes,
as well.
yes, absolutely.
So tell us why. Before I ask you about why you came here, is there a story about how you got to the bags? Sometimes in the impact story or the origin story, that's where the pull is to really want to buy from you. So if there is any of those stories, impact or
there is.
origin,
It's
please tell us one of
interesting.
them.
I've told this story already today. There's a lovely lady that came to me today, and she just looked at my bags and she was like, "Tell me about what's the story behind your bags?" And I said, "Oh, how did you start?" That was how she started, and I went, the full all. I said, "Oh, well, it's a long story." She said, "Oh, I'm
I
ready
have
to
the
listen to
time.
your story." And yeah, so I just explained to her how it all started actually in 2004. At the time I was living in England, and I would go into like stores like John Lewis or something, and I would want a small bag just to pick up, or there were two things I wanted. So sometimes I want a small bag just to take out to a party, and I won't be able to find. What I would find is like a sort of like a bag made out of cotton. You could actually feel sort of like the cardboard, and then they just slap on. I would use the word slap on some sort of satin on it. And you could actually see how they've sort of like glued them together. And they'll be in John Lewis and they'll be going for some ridiculous price at the time. And I just thought to myself, I could do something different. And before that, many years before that, I'd actually gone to fashion school, and I knew that I didn't want to do clothes. I was just not ready for that. But I wanted to do something that would sort of like fit all. So then I thought I could do this. And then along the line, I found another sort of like designer. It was a British designer. It was called Radley, and they had really interesting bags. But those bags were leather, and they were good quality leather, mostly pebble leather at the time. They were really beautiful, and what I liked about them were the durability, the fact that people would carry them around, and you could tell that these were bags that they had for years, lasting bags. So I wanted to mix that, a bag that would last forever, well, supposedly, timeless, and last for a long time, having durability with something that was fun,
Stylish
different
and
energy.
fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was how all of this came about, and I started to learn the trade, step by step. And I moved back to Nigeria in 2006, and ever since then, I've been, sort of like doing my things in bits and bits and bits until I found myself here.
Fantastic. So, sourcing material, the craftsmanship, all of this in Nigeria?
Absolutely. So we source our leather in Nigeria. All our leathers are sourced in Nigeria. And recently I struggled a lot with introducing Ashoke. And the reason why I struggled with that was because you see a lot of people use them in different ways. Sometimes so with Ashoke, I don't use Adria. We use Ashoke, and the reason because Ashoke is our old traditional Yoruba fabric, and they're different types. If you touch and feel them, some of them are harder. I don't know if you want to touch this
Yes,
one.
I would
Some
like
of them
to.
are harder, some of them are softer.
Yes.
I like the softer one. The softer ones are a lot more expensive. So what I have done most recently, I went back to my mother and I said, can you give me all your old ashoke? Oh, my grandmother, if she was alive today, she probably would have been 120 or something. I was like, can you give me all her old ashoke? And she gave me some of them. And I also went, to some ashoke stores to look for old. People are coming back with the old indigenous ashoke fabrics that were made like in the 60s and in the 80s, no, 60s, 50s, 40s, not even, yeah, maybe even 70s. And this is one of them. And the thing about them is you'd only find like a strip or two. So I went back to look for things like that to use. So these are kind of like one-offs. So with this ones, they're kind of like one-offs. With this ones, they probably can repeat them. They are more, this is called the Sonyo family, is in the Sonyo family. So this one they could probably replicate and do, but this will probably be hard. They probably can do it, but it'll be, the older ones I really do. There's another one I will have back there, very interesting. It looks like a check sort of like fabric, and it was done way back, God knows when. So I went back to look for things like that to sort of like incorporate into our collections. I mean, this collection, I don't know if I told you about it. This particular collection is called the Diamond Collection, and it talks about the strength of a woman and why the strength of a woman. All the bags are named after African female warriors, and that's just to show the strength that we have as people look at them and they don't understand. So that's why sometimes it's good to tell the story, and they look at them, they don't understand. When I start to tell them about the story, they get really fascinated and they get interested in them. So this is called the Ashantiwa, for example. Ashantiwa is a female African warrior from Ghana, who fought for Ghana, won for Ghana. We have this one is called the Nzinga, another African warrior, so they like that. We have them and we try and weave them into the story of the Joalani story. So the woman that's carrying it, she's bold, she's different, she's strong.
She's a warrior.
She's a
and
warrior
a winner.
woman. Yeah.
Why is it important to you to have it in stores around the globe? Why aren't you satisfied to just have them in Nigeria or in Africa?
First of all, I mean, I hate to say, when when our bags are seen internationally, people are drawn to it. I say that because sometimes, even in your own country, people don't really appreciate it as much as the international customers. I mean, Nigerians do. We have a few pieces for our Nigerian customers who they love them and they keep coming back. But there's some of our designs that just are drawn to international clients, and that is why we just don't want to keep it in Nigeria. We want to take it out to the world, and that's also why a platform like the African Marketplace is an amazing opportunity for us to showcase that for and we're very grateful and thankful to Mrs. Ibukun Awoshika, who has who's the conveyor of this platform. It's amazing because people can see people have been coming to me and they've been saying, you mean this was made in Nigeria, this was made in Africa? They're shocked, they can't believe it, and it's a good experience. Yeah, absolutely. Experience. It's a good experience, and it's amazing to hear that, because when you're in your own space, you kind of feel you are, but you kind of sometimes feel like you're not appreciated enough. So it's really beautiful to hear other people talk about the excellence of Africa, and this was what she wanted to showcase, right? And this is what people are saying, so we're very grateful for that opportunity.
Fantastic. Thank you. So as we round off, if you don't mind, I'd like you to look at this camera and just say thank you to African Marketplace for creating the opportunity.
Yes, we are so grateful, African Marketplace. Thank you so much for this amazing opportunity, and we hope that this continues. Thank you.
Thank you. And it's a wrap.
Great. That was
African global celebrities sitting right here at the African Marketplace. Welcome to the founder House of Tara International and founder Oriki, Joyce Awoshika, Tara Fela Durote. You can never look down. Your eyes will always go up. We are uplookers. No, we're good.
She doesn't know what we're saying. She's laughing.
Yes, because you're laughing now. You know, it's so infectious. When you laugh, when you smile, other people take shape. It's the same thing you both of you are doing with your industries. You make what you're doing seem so easy, so flawless, and so others want to be like you. And it is the beginning, it is the foundation of trust that will attract investors into the beauty and cosmetic industry. We like you, we want to be like you, then we say, oh, there's business in there. Okay, can we invest? Can we be a part of it? Can we grow? So it's who you are is what we've bought into. And that's why I'm excited to have you here so I can ask some questions that I've always wanted to ask. And I know that there are many people who will watch this and it will be timeless for them because they would get inspired, not just for inspiration, but also for business. Because the African Marketplace is about business. So the first question is about the past. Before we had this formalized industrial beauty industry, what was beauty like in Africa? I want to believe with all my heart that before we had something called brown powder or pancake, as we heard it growing up, there was something else. So I'll start with you, Tara, please. And then Joyce, please, your way in.
Thank you for having me on this podcast for the Africa Marketplace Dubai. I'm grateful that we get the chance to share the beauty collective and bring the best of the beauty industry from out of the continent to the Middle East as well. So it's super excited to be here. When I think about how the formalized beauty world is seen, and I think obviously it's really about narrative, who speaks the loudest, who's most visible, they're the ones who were most well known. But the African beauty existed. It represented spirituality, it represented culture, it represented socials. There were things like the camwood, for example, or the tiro. So tiro is what we know today to be like the eyeliner or the kohl, right?
Yeah, kohl, that thing inside the eye, the black one you just put in there.
There was a part of it that was beautification, but there was also part of it that was medicinal as well.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so for many centuries, they would line children's eyes so that they don't have conjunctivitis, for example. There was a belief that some of the herbs that could be put on it can also protect the eyes, especially in the Sahel area, like in the northern parts of Nigeria, for example, the Fulani tribe as well, of your body. And if you think about the henna, for example, which is also part of the culture from the northern Nigeria, it's body art. It's decoration. Sometimes we also use it to identify. So
who is the bride?
Who's the bride? Who's the person? You know, and to say this is a part of the culture of the tribe or the area that you're from. So beauty has always been a huge part of Africa, but it's not just about beautification, physical, but it's also about cultural differentiation. It's also about identity as well.
Okay.
And I mean, piggybacking on what TFG said, and it's such a pleasure to be here as
Yeah,
well.
glad to have you.
I think about Northern women. My mom grew up in the North. Even though we were raised in the States, I saw the power of herbs, right? And so mixing turmeric just to brighten, the skin, smooth the skin. These were things that they did centuries ago. And when I think about scrubs, how they would mix herbs and use scrubs on bodies. These are things that were part of the routine in the regimen back then. And even hair, not just even beauty, skincare, but also hairstyles and also things that they use in their hair to grow their hair, to thicken their hair. And I believe that now we have this modern, industry, but it's always originated from Africa. And Africa has always been true to it. And it's why you see a lot of times now there are studies on why African skin,
black don't crack. Black don't crack.
Why you can't tell someone's age easily if they're African, for example, because these are age-old practices they've been doing over the years. So beauty has always originated.
I've personally learned quite a bit during these days of the African Marketplace. We've had people from Senegal, from Tanzania, and they're talking about some of the products that even I didn't know. And they go, oh, this is using producing this beauty product or the other, and guess where it's from? It's from the boab tree in Africa. This other one is from the this in Africa. Like, wow, Mother Africa. And I was saying the other night, there is no other continent called Mother anything. There's no Mother Europe, Mother Asia. It's Mother Africa. We give life to the world.
Correct.
It gives me some love and energy, and I feel like I'm going to cry, but let me go to the next question, which is about before and after. You're both in beauty, cosmetics. We cannot mention beauty in Africa and not mention your names. So Tara, just because you've been in this for about 27 years, almost 34 years. I mean, I'm not even up to 30 years old, so you will... So you've been doing it since before I was born. Tell us about the early days versus where you are now. What are some of those differences? How were you able to hold on through? Did you see today from then?
Interesting.
Yes. I'm coming to you, Joycey. I want to know your story as well.
Yeah. So it's interesting. I like the sound of almost 3 decades.
Yes.
That's a long time.
Yes.
But I'm also grateful that I get the opportunity to be here after that amount of time. As a founder, I was first of all a makeup artist. I started as a bridal makeup artist.
We forget that part,
Yes. And standardized the industry. The first makeup studio that was ever created in Nigeria was a House of Tara makeup studio. The makeup school, and decided to develop people for the industry. We became an institute that was focused on building people that would function in the industry. So it wasn't just about building the business, but it was also about building the industry. And then from the makeup school to then having a huge number of micro entrepreneurs who were retailers of Tara beauty products.
In those boxes.
Correct. And everybody would say, "Are you a Tara girl?" Tara Orikelewa, which was the brand at the time. And yet again, it was also another way of building the industry, because now you were building entrepreneurs. And it's always refreshing to walk into a place everywhere where you go and someone stops you and says, I was a Tara rep, I was at Wimbase for 2 days, and every day there was someone who stopped me to say, this is how I started my career, right? This is how I learned self-confidence, I learned about trading, I learned how to customer service, how to find what the customers needed, and then to respond. And then to transition from not just having the school to then moving on to development, now helping people to find work in the space. First of all, training them and then placing them in jobs became our next focus. But I'm also grateful that today I no longer run the company on a day-to-day basis.
Succession plans.
I've been able to step away, and after 25 years, now we have a CEO who runs the company from a day-to-day, and today I'm now trying to help founders to build beyond themselves, like you've done. So,
Amazing.
Joycey, like play. You've done 10 years. It's surreal. Like, it feels like yesterday I heard Oriki for the first time. So when I heard 10 years, I was like, 10 years, how?
Yeah.
So you tell us about your before and now.
Wow. And
are you blown away like this too?
I am, but let me just first of all thank you, TFD, because even hearing you just speak now was a reminder of how people went ahead and built some of the things we're trying to do now. Training Institute in my industry and in the spa side, you did this. You have the answers, So thank you. You paved the way. 10 years, it feels like yesterday.
Yeah.
It's actually incredible. I still feel like we're a baby and we're still building, even though I know that we've done quite a bit. Things have changed so much in the industry since we started.
Like what?
Let me give you an example. I started from the products, and even though the spa is what took precedence and people knew the spa more than they even knew the products, I started by creating a range of products based on my background growing up, being interested in the likes of turmeric, hibiscus, wanting to create a proudly African brand that could compete. Reading the stories of Body Shop, like Anita Roddick. She was a lovely white woman who started a brand, but there was no African brand that was taking these ingredients and building them, building a solid global brand. That was how I started. And I remember the first time I decided, was I going to do e-commerce fully or a store? And I wanted a store, even though people thought, maybe you don't need to invest that much into putting a store together. And I created this product showroom. And then 3 months in, I'm like, crickets.
No, people weren't coming into the store.
People told me people are not going to come into the store. They're going to come and look because you created a beautiful space. But the truth of the matter is, nobody wanted natural. And this is why what I want to talk about. Things have changed where people now care about the connection between skincare and wellness, right? Yeah. I don't want to use a product that could damage me. We still have a segment of people who don't, right, care, but you see a rising amount of people who are embracing who they are, their skin, their true skin tones, their beauty. And back then, people would come in and say, I don't understand, so is this product not going to change this or do this in 10 days, 3 days? No, this product doesn't do it. It brings out the best in you. Then
what's best in you?
Yeah, what's best in you? Then I coined the word skinfidence. Back in 2015.
Skinfidence.
Yeah, started writing it everywhere.
Then I think I read that somewhere.
I'm sure you read it because it would autocorrect
yes.
would always correct me like, what is this? But now ChatGPT tells me, Joycey, you and skinfidence are one of the same. So I coined that word, like bringing out the best in you. If this is who you are, let's bring out the best. You know when there's that glow, the glow. You know your skin is healthy, your skin looks good. Yeah. They did not want that. So 3 months and I turned to a friend and I said, I'm going to have to create an experience. People have to come in here and at least engage. So we had this beautiful Try Me section. But the Try Me was like, oh, okay, fine, thanks. The eye cream. Okay, let me just buy like a body scrub. They weren't buying the skincare. When I turned the upstairs of that location to a makeshift spa, 3 rooms, tiny, you could hear people walking up the stairs. It wasn't the best, but I created
It was a start.
It was a start. That was when we saw the floodgates open. Honestly, people would come in for a facial. Then they would say, there was this thing that smelled really nice and it made my skin. What was that? We'd put it into a bag and they'd buy it. Then Ariki 1 turned into 2, 3, 4. So it was actually the marketing strategy that really grew the brand. Okay. And now today, you have people wanting to come in for a very good vitamin C serum, come in for an eye cream, not caring about the ingredients. And now we have a say because we've cared about the ingredients since then. And I will say something, this is also kind of peculiar to the African region because I do think other regions of the world were a bit farther ahead. They did care about clean beauty back then, they did care about, but in Africa it wasn't really a phrase that people accepted back then, clean beauty and natural ingredients, but now.
I'm wondering why, but I don't want to stay on the point too much. Yeah. It will take us down another direction.
Yeah,
so
it's
this
another
is
conversation.
for another conversation. I would want to interrogate that. So let's talk about impact. I'll start with you, Joycey.
Okay.
Because listening to your story from how you started and pivoted and it transformed, morphed into what it is now, what is the impact story that Ariki has had in the lives of people? Tell us, we'd like to hear.
Wow. I'll keep this short and sweet, but impact is so near and dear to our heart. So something I love to talk about, from even the production of our products. We manufacture every product in Nigeria out of Surulere in a facility that can do 1 ton of product a day. We're buying our
1 ton
yes.
a day. Please make it loud now. 1 ton a day.
That is our capacity.
When you say
we
1
also
ton,
manufacture
it
for other
like
brands.
1 liter.
So yeah, 1 ton. I mean, we hope to even do more than that because we actually have become an infrastructure for other brands.
So you white label for others?
We white label for over 100 other brands. Some of the most loved Nigerian brands, hair care and skincare, we manufacture for them. Now, that's one impact story by itself, the B2B angle. You have this ingenious idea. Let's take one of our clients. She has one of the most popular hair salons. And she was like, I can increase my revenue stream, but I am not going to get into production manufacturing. So we have created a 6-product range that she now sells beyond Africa in the UK. And as she scales, we also scale on the manufacturing side. That's one impact story. What about the people we get the ingredients from? We have a co-op in Ondo State. We buy all of our shea from, for all of our shea products. We get hibiscus, kola nut. We create extract in liters using kola nut. We buy from a nice farm, get the kola nut where we can trust it, and we utilize it in our production as well. But then let's talk about the humans of Ariki. That's my real impact story. It's the changes, the people who've been with us the whole 10 years, people who've been with us 6, 7, 8, whose lives have changed as a result of training, as a result of confidence building, right? Our first ever employee, she moved from being my admin to leading the entire manufacturing subsidiary. She's a cosmetic scientist, but we didn't have that availability for her then, and then now she was able to lead and do that. Held 5 different roles. So there's more. There's the ones who get to travel. We're here African marketplace.
In Dubai.
In Dubai, I got to bring the head of the product distribution team. She's here as a result of the African marketplace, first time out of Nigeria. And to me, exposure is one of the biggest impacts you can give someone, because what happens is you open their mind to see more than they could have ever reading books or in their own environment. So it's something that's really important to me. Over the years, we've sent over 75 people to different countries across Africa. This is the first time outside of Africa, but they've gone to Kenya, Uganda, Ghana, South Africa to train or open new Oriki branches, and it has been eye-opening.
Super. TFD. Goosebumps. From hers and what we're about to hear from you. Impact story in almost 3 decades. How do you feel first?
I think, there's no House of Tara, there's no Tara Feladoje without the lives that have been impacted by my audacity, my courage to break something and create something that didn't exist. And the impact stories are multiple. And when I think about, we did a documentary called 100 Voices, and it was shot by Kemi Aditiba about 12, 13 years ago.
It's already that long ago?
Yes,
wow.
Yes.
Okay.
And it was a documentation of 100, beauty representatives who were micro-entrepreneurs that were distributing Tara products. But then we also did a coffee table book, and that had many more stories as well, but documenting the stories and celebrating also their own courage to create a path for themselves that prior they didn't see examples of around them. So we celebrated them. I remember how powerful that documentary was. I mean, we all know Kemi is one of the most respected filmmakers today, right? And just the quality of the documentation of that story, and walking around the streets across the world, whether it's in Canada or it's in Japan, and you bump into someone who says, "You Tara?" And I say, "Yes," and he says, "I was one of the 100 voices." And then we moved on to 1,000 voices, celebrated 1,000 voices. After that, we've created creative work businesses for more than 2,000 beauty reps across 25,000 beauty reps across Nigeria today, and I think that's one of the greatest impact stories. Another one is the fact that House of Tara became one of the best places to work. And I remember I was celebrating that primarily because I always believe that the people who work with us spend so much time in the workplace. And therefore, because they spend so much time in the workplace, it becomes imperative that the place is conducive for them to thrive, grow, and be the best of themselves. I've been very passionate about that, very passionate about developing people. So it's first of all, it's about, yes, remuneration, that's great, but it's not enough. It's about accessing what people want to become in the future, identifying that and supporting them on that journey to do so. It's also about, sanctions. And sometimes when we think about development, we just think about rewards, but there's also sanctions, right? And how to create a disciplined environment where people know that there are penalties for actions that are taken, and those penalties, I stand with them. And I stand with them also because it's important that people know that there are consequences, and therefore it deters them from doing things that ordinarily they would have done if not so. So creating the best place to work is, for me, one of our impact stories, but also beauty reps who are more than 25,000 people who today they have created jobs for other people.
Yes.
And then lastly, for the makeup industry itself, because we have a makeup school, it's great to see so many people who are now active players in the industry creating their own product lines today, because we were the foundational brand that was creating makeup products, but now many of our students are also brand owners, and I think for me that's the true sense of the work that we've done, and it's not just in women, it's also in guys as well, so females, guys, and that for me is one of our greatest joys as a brand.
I celebrate you. I celebrate you, TFD. I celebrate you, Joycey. I know that it's always easier to get something done when you've seen someone else do it. It just gives you a pathway, a direction, it gives you courage. So thank you. 25,000. How many did you mention, Joycey? Times the multiplier effect of the 6 people who are dependent on each of those people for livelihood. So, that's amazing. We celebrate you. So my question now is about numbers. African Marketplace is about positioning African brands for global business, and investors, partners, stockists, shoppers are going to be looking out now to hear numbers? That is it just vibes or is it value? So Tara, is it okay if I start with you? Tell us about some of the numbers that investors would like to hear, because they want to invest in your business, they want to invest in your story, but they need to know that it is worth doing.
I think first of all it's about the consumers.
Okay.
It's about the youth population of the continent and of Nigeria in particular. That youth population and also the advent of the internet and the use of technology in those countries. There's a heightened interest for beauty generally around the world. Yes, and then we have a youth population that is using the smartphones. They're one of the most engaged young people on the continent because whether it's just the internet or it's also the fact that they have the resources or the gadgets.
The access.
The access. And because we have that access, we're seeing an increased interest in products and anything that has to do with well-being, but also good looks. But there's also the middle class, the rise of the middle class. And the more we have a rise in middle class, the likelihood there'll be more disposable income. And so people are not just looking to feed themselves anymore, and they're rising beyond just feeding themselves to desiring a little bit more.
Luxury.
And a little bit what you call the little luxuries. And a lipstick is a little luxury, a spa treatment is a little luxury. So I would think around why should investors come onto the continent? We have a bulging youth population. We have growth around the middle class. We're going to see more disposable income, and we're also going to see much more because of technology and the acceptance and embracement of the internet as well, and the use of the internet.
Okay. I would also ask you to speak about why some of them would want to have House of Tara products in their countries, because they would say, oh, there are other brands from around the world, so why should they have an African brand in shops in Europe, in Asia, in the Americas?
First of all, there's a lot of acceptance around the African, there's interest around Africa.
Yes.
There's interest around African trends, from our food to our music to our fashion to our Nollywood, which is the third largest movie industry.
Are we still the third? I thought
He's the
we're
second.
I think we're the second now.
Yes.
I'm not quoting, but I think so. I think I read it somewhere.
Yes, so second.
Yay!
Yes, right. And every time you see the entertainment industry begin to infiltrate the world and they begin to shape culture.
Yes.
And the more you see at the shaping of a culture, you also see the desire increase for whatever those people represent. So whether it's French, and we want to now travel to Paris, even though we can't speak French, simply because French language is taught in our schools, for example, or that we are exposed to movies out of France. Or the Americas, right, where we are now interested in going to Harvard simply because we watched many movies that told us Harvard was
the place to go.
Was the place to go. Today, I travel to African countries, and people have all these nuances, Nigerian nuances that they express, Nigerian slangs that they express simply because they've been engaged with Nigerian movies. I believe that as long as we continue to infiltrate the world with our music and our films, there's going to be an increased interest in everything Nigeria, everything Africa. And so therefore, a brand like Tara, a brand like House of Tara, that's actually a legacy brand, right? Stands for quality, stands for longevity, stands for innovation and staying power. That is trust. That is credibility on the table. Yeah. And when the world is looking for who to trust, they want to trust someone or something that has been around for a while. So I see Tara. Tara started, our name is quite lengthy, and I think the branding guys said advised us otherwise. It was actually called Tara Orekelewa. Orekelewa is actually a Yoruba word that means the beauty of a young woman. So there was a part of it where it was an empowerment platform, but it was also a product platform. Somebody described me, Vusi described me as a product entrepreneur. I've never been described as that before. But I feel it's a small part of the work that I've done. But when I think about that, I say to myself, well, Africa, the world is ready for Africa because there's a shift that has taken place. There's interest, and that interest will determine how other brands who were prepared to receive the acceptance. Yes.
Tara. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so good.
Oriki,
You know, I feel like TFD has said it all, but I want to add a few things.
Yes,
you know,
please.
typically, if you watch the history of movements, we in Africa we export, or Nigeria especially, we export fashion right now, and we export entertainment, music, huge. I was in China 2 weeks ago. I walked into a store. They were playing Davido, like songs back to back.
Yes.
It's everywhere. Typically, when you have those two movements, beauty will follow. Everybody looks already at the makeup industry in Nigeria. I actually don't know any other nation that commands the respect that influences others like the Nigerian beauty sector. But TFD mentioned the word preparation. I have done so much research on the parts of the world that have taken large stake, K-beauty, Korean beauty, J-beauty.
What's J Beauty?
Japanese.
Oh,
Yeah.
Japanese.
These are all Asian, right? They were prepared. 6, 7 entrepreneurs sat together and said, it's not one of us. We have to come together. And that's why there's a power of what's happening in this marketplace, like the Beauty Collective. People came together and said, we are prepared brands. We're ready to go global.
It's
We're packaged well.
A-Beauty.
It's A-Beauty now. You just took the words out.
Come on.
The time is now for A-Beauty.
Yes.
Right? But no one really, there have been brands that have built out like what TFD said. House of Tara will be seen and is seen as tested and true and has stood the test of time and is a legacy business. But the narrative meeting the preparation and the packaging is where we are now. That is the point where we are now to take it and blow it out the water, where we're showing the world that, listen, it's Africa. We have the second fastest growing population in the world. The numbers, like she said, 70% of the population is under 30.
Yeah.
I mean, it's wild. They say that by 2030, the beauty industry from Africa will be worth $770 billion. Wellness is $9 trillion by 2030. So when you start looking at these numbers, you realize that this is the market to be at. If you're not playing in Africa, where are you really going to play? As an investor, this is the industry. But I feel like investors haven't necessarily seen the readiness or even that go big desire. You have to have audacity. You have to be audacious. And it takes people coming together and being deliberate about it, right? So I feel like what they did in fashion, what I say pioneers did in fashion, what pioneers did in music is what we're now looking at right now. And many of us are standing up and saying it's time for us to take it. It's time for us to come to Dubai and open up here. It's time for us to go to the US, UK, and really be audacious and say this is Africa's time.
This is the demonstration of that saying, if you want to go far, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. So African Marketplace is creating this platform to go far, to go together. I love it. And we're here at the very first edition in Dubai 2025. Like, you're pioneering again,
And
do you know?
And that's what I want to say, Joyce. You have to have a pioneer mentality to see where the end is going to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had asked you that. Did you see today from Ben?
Yeah. Not in this way, but I did know
that you go far.
Yes. I even think that not as fast as I thought.
Oh, okay. You know that meme, my desire, straight line up.
Yes.
Reality.
The reality.
That's it. So yeah. And there comes a time when at some point, for all sorts of reasons, there's a leap.
Something happens.
Something happens. So it is still going to happen. It's still happening in our businesses. Which is why I want to ask us about trends. Do trends have a place in this? What are the trends that will take us to growth in the future? You know, the truth is some of us on the outside have no idea how you forecast. What do you see that we don't see? We just know that you've done this new thing that we love and it's blown up. But you've seen something. So it would be nice to talk about it so investors, those we are calling into the space can see and go, So are there some trends you want to talk about?
When I think about one
trends and factors behind the trends, please.
Yes. I was thinking about ACFA, for example, the FCTA, where the governments across the continent are signing to say there are certain things that are limiting us from trading across the continent. The minute that becomes active, there will definitely be a shift, because some of the limitations that we currently face as entrepreneurs on the continent and having our products readily available because of the infrastructure that doesn't exist to transport our goods from country to country. We still have some limitations across around from East Africa to West Africa,
Yes.
Western Africa to Northern Africa. Yes, but because the governments are signing and they're actively talking about it and actively promoting it, Nigeria, for example, is going to be hosting the first Africa conference, for example, next year. That already, there's now going to be more conversations around that. And the minute that becomes the standard conversation and then they're putting the work behind it, we will see a shift. And the shift will translate to an increased number of customers, because now we'll have customers readily across the entire continent. Because the continent is not one country, it's 54 countries.
Oh, tell that to some people who think Africa is one
It's
country.
one
Are you from Africa?
Which part of Africa? Which country?
So 54 countries, which means that a Moroccan, right, or somebody from Algiers, Tunisia, is become more likely to find a Tara product available because we could transport it easily, as opposed to where in Kenya it's easier for you to transport roses all the way to Europe than to transport them right here.
To Nigeria, yeah.
Or in Nigeria, where it's easier to transport roses to the Europe than from Jos, than to transport it to Lagos because of the infrastructure. So I feel like that will be a huge game changer for us. The second will be, of course, AI, and that's for many reasons, whether it's from a marketing standpoint or it's actually from a use standpoint. So we'll have situations where I wouldn't need too much to be able to know what my right Tara shade will be. I don't need to think too far, go too far. So I've always used N25, I've always used C26, but I know that in the last couple of weeks my complexion has changed, because of access, because of sunlight, or because I've been away from the sun, and therefore I want to change my color, but then I don't have a makeup artist who can actually consult for me. I could just open the app automatically and see and use AI to be able to demonstrate, to be able to say to me, this is the shade that you would need now. These are some of the factors in futuristic that could definitely change how the industry, so investors should think around technology investing for beauty, but also they should think around the importance of investing also in infrastructure that would make it easier for that.
Yes. Wow. And I would just add, like, personalization and customization is a big trend right now. People are wanting things that are unique to them and their experiences. So we have people that say, can you mass produce this shea butter, but make sure there's no fragrance, there's no essential oil, we want it a certain way. And then the brand's ability to be nimble to do so has been a trend that's coming up. And of course, it's a business case, because you have to decide if you can actually do that. But that customization is something that I've seen really taking off as well. People wanting personal things unique to them.
I'm agreeing, because I feel that way more these days. There are sometimes I look through a product and I go, can't they have one for me, or something closer to what I desire? Yeah, this is there, but I would have wanted my scent slightly different. So yes, that is something. You
We're
see,
just talking about the collaboration right here with the African marketplace. Just yesterday, and I was saying, turning 50 in 2 years, and we're discussing.
Who is turning 50?
I am turning 50 in 2
hello,
years.
who is turning 50?
This 35 girl.
What?
Yes. And we had a conversation.
And we talked about this.
Yes, we talked about it, and talking about how we can collaborate to create a personalization.
Yeah.
And we didn't talk about, we don't want to talk about what it is.
Wait till TFD at 50.
I'm excited already. Is my hair still in place?
Yes.
All right, my dada hasn't loosened.
Yes, but we had that conversation and with a local brand who's here as part of the Beauty Collective, and who also is very, very committed to empowering the northern women who have been affected by Boko Haram in the northern part of Nigeria, and tying that to what I'm passionate about, and people and women and empowerment, and tying that to an African brand, a product that is from here, that's created right out of here. I mean, everything just speaks to. And then African Marketplace created the opportunity for that collaboration to happen.
To come together.
Yes.
Let's just appreciate African Marketplace right now first.
These are the stories that must be told.
These stories will be told, must be told, and there will be several of them over the next several years.
That is it.
I'm so excited for the world. They're about to meet Africa
A
beauty. Like, I took that away, like a beauty. And it's not a coincidence that it is the first letter in the alphabet.
Number
we
one.
are mother.
Yes,
we are starter.
It
We
goes
are
back to
the
it.
hub.
Yeah.
It is incredible for me that it's this generation that is realizing we are actually the home and we're taking our place, albeit slowly, but
I
surely.
love that you're saying that.
Yeah.
So I just have to piggyback on that because
Please do.
I grew up in a way where, bless my parents, but they felt like they needed to get away from the continent, right?
Yes.
And so having us in the U.S. and everything was almost like a pride of joy. So when I woke up and said, I don't want to be here, I want to be in the motherland.
In the other A.
In the real Africa, in the real place, it was a shock. But now this is where it's trending. Everybody wants to be here. Everybody wants to be on the continent. I'm saying here, we're in Dubai right now, but everybody wants to be on the continent. Everybody wants to be where it's happening.
And that's why exactly they want us on the shelves across the world, because it's impossible to have people come to motherland. So we need to give them a piece of motherland and bring it
all over
to them, because everybody wants a piece of Africa. Everybody has always wanted a piece of Africa. It has happened in different ways.
Yeah, they've colonized.
Some that we've been sad about,
Yes,
but now we're transforming and telling a new story.
It's a new narrative,
You
yeah.
can still get a part of us, but now on our own
On our own terms.
I love it. So my final question is about this. Both of you have mentioned it in different ways about building beyond you, legacy, making sure that it's sustainable. It goes beyond you to someone else. Tara, this has been a running theme in your life and in your business. It's always, you've talked about the story, you set up, then you train others, you do this, then it's be fruitful, multiply. Tell us about why that is so important, and maybe, let me leave that question there.
Okay, so when I think about building beyond you, but also building beyond beauty, I want to start with that.
Okay,
Yeah,
building beyond beauty.
And what I mean building beyond beauty is about communities. I think about how powerful the role beauty has played in teaching women enterprise. And because of that singular reason, we have more female entrepreneurs on the continent because of beauty.
You are right.
And that shift for me is something we have to think about long term and the sustainability of it. So there are a few things for me is how do we make sure that those who came out as micro-entrepreneurs grow beyond being micro-entrepreneurs to become big businesses that scale beyond, and to scale beyond is to have systems and structure in place to make that happen. So I'm advocating now, and this is my day job, to advocate for founders to build beyond themselves, and how to do so is to build systems and structure. First, I started in the beauty industry, so I'm building beyond beauty, but I also am thinking outside of the beauty industry, across enterprise totally. So we need more African businesses where the founders, the businesses are more and less founder driven and more institution driven. So that's why I founded the Building Beyond You Institute. There's a membership program that supports entrepreneurs who are at different stages of their businesses to think long term, and in thinking long term to build beyond themselves.
Thank you so much. Joycey.
This is so good because for me, I feel like this has been my modus operandi since beginning. You know, ensuring that I built a company that didn't revolve completely around me. So I also run a consultancy called SOAR, and what we do at SOAR is help founders basically create systems. So the nitty-gritty work. Sit down, talk about your business. Where are the things where you have become enslaved by your business? Where have you become, where has your business become so codependent on you? And then once we figure those things, we either apply delegation, elimination, or automation. And that simple DEA framework helps founders to begin to build and scale and not be so stuck in the operations. Well, for many years you may have to be in ops, right? You may have to be on the nitty-gritty.
There's times and seasons.
But that whole concept of thinking ahead and knowing that you want this business to thrive and stand on its own, you want to be able to hand it over one day. And when you hand it over, if you're building a legacy business, do you have legacy documentation? All these things are very key. So that's been my passion from the jump, because I always said that if I'm enslaved, something is wrong. You know, right? I need people to also grow and be leaders and take responsibility as well. So I connect so much with the Building Beyond You and the legacy mindset. And I believe that someone said to me today that how many global African businesses do we know? And I think this is part of the problem. We have industrialists, we have people who have built amazing businesses, but do they pass on? They can only pass on when you have the systems and the structures to continue to keep them sustainable businesses where people can run them. And so that's what I believe in and what I push daily as well.
I thank you too so much.
Thank
This has
you.
been like a therapy session for me, a master class of sorts. I'm asking questions in my head about my own business and businesses of people that I know, and it's like I'm looking in the mirror and taking dressing, right? So I really thank you for that. And for all those who watch the podcast and listen to
Yeah.
it, they would be saying thank you. So I'm voicing for us all to say thank you.
you.
Before I let you go, I don't like to ask for final words because I always say there are no final words. But let me rephrase it and call it closing remarks for today. What would be your closing remarks? And it's okay to look at which camera. You can you can look here. It could be people who are exhibiting right here at African Marketplace. It could be those who didn't come or didn't believe, or those who are saying, should I make it to next year? So you choose who you want to speak to, and then please speak to them.
I think I'll start by saying thank you for those who have the courage and the audacity to come here, especially because of my industry, those who were part of the Beauty Collective. We had beauty brands from Tanzania, Seychelles, Senegal, Nigeria, across Nigeria as well. And I'm very, very inspired by their audacity and their courage. And listen, everyone who has taken the step to come out, what you've done is to sow a seed in the ground. And the seed that you've sown in the ground, you may not see the fruit of it immediately, but I promise you, because the seed in the ground is guaranteed to grow. It's growing and you are in good ground. So this is my encouragement to everyone who took the step. And congratulations with your courage.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Joycey.
So this is my, first of all, thank you to everyone who's listened to this podcast till this point. Appreciate you listening. That means that you are a stakeholder and a partaker. And I just want to say that it is time that we share the positive and great stories of Africa. We share the good news of the brands that are building out of Africa for the world. We encourage those brands as well. And time is always the greatest revealer. So to all the brands watching this and saying, but I'm trying to get there and I have this struggle and I have this issue and maybe you weren't able to make it to Dubai. I want you to know that staying power is everything. Keep staying, keep talking, keep sharing, keep showing the world that Africa is excellent and African excellence will be the order of the day and is the order of the day. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Nothing else to say over here. I like to give high fives to those who come on this seat. Thank you.
Thank you so
See you
much.
again.
See
All
you.
right.